What's up, y'all? It's Crow Time. Episode number 23. Got Mr. Buck Fuffalo joining in just a minute. You're not going to want to miss this interview where we sit down and we're going to discuss how he got the name Buck Fuffalo, talk about the family Christmas and the family vacation, events that he has put on, and everything in between. It's all coming up right here on It's Crow Time. DJ, hit that intro music. What's up, y'all? It is Friday, September 23rd. Had to think about the day. It is fall, y'all. It's fall. So that means that the heat from the summer, wherever you're listening to this at, is about to be gone. And I'm ready for it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm totally ready for it. It's going to be nice playing softball on Tuesday nights in the breeze, in the cooler weather. And maybe that wind will be blowing out and I'll just hit a dinger. But yeah, So with that being said, I think it's time to get this show on the road. We'll be right back with Mr. Buck Fuffalo right here on It's Crow Time. Do you have yard work that needs to be done, but just don't have time to do it? Well, go hit up my buddy, Jake Lazenby, with Lazenby Landscaping. They do both commercial and residential mowing. They also will get rid of them pesky trees that are in your way. They'll dispose any waste that needs to be taken out. And they'll have your flower bed looking the best in the neighborhood. So why don't you give them a call at 405-614-9674 for a free estimate. And also ask them about their senior citizen discount. Also, go give them a like on Facebook at Lazenby Landscaping. And tell them I sent you. Have you heard of the new company right here in Wichita Falls called What's Up 940? They'll show you the latest deals and steals and the hottest events right here in the falls. Just go follow them on all social medias at What's Up 940. All right, and joining me now is going to be Mr. Buck Fuffalo. What's up, Buck? How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Having a few twisted teas this afternoon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. It's still hot. I don't like it.
Oh, yeah. It's that good old Texas heat.
Yeah, it's lingering. It's almost October. Come on.
I know, right?
I see all these memes, people wearing sweaters and crap. Y'all stupid.
I saw this one, and it said it was a picture of Travis Tritt and had like a Charlie horse hat. And had a bunch of follies around, and it's like City Girls Instagram and social media pages for the next couple months.
Right, yeah. White girls Instagram.
Yeah, you know? White girls Instagram, exactly.
Right on.
So, how'd you get the name Mr. Buck Fuffalo?
Man, I knew you was going to ask that.
I had to.
Well, it's not a very appropriate answer, but I'll just say I went to school at Tarleton in Stephenville, and we got done. We hauled a bunch of hay all day. Like on a weekend, we just picked up some work, and I played a little guitar and whatever, and everybody had beers and kind of celebrating the fact that we didn't have to haul any more square bells that day. I was playing some dumb songs, and one of my buddies said I was proof of something. anyway, proof that somebody did something to a buffalo. And all of a sudden it turned into Buck Fuffalo. That's how it went. So all of a sudden it would just be like this funny little joke. Buck Fuffalo, Buck Fuffalo. So yeah, it's kind of silly, but I got a real job. I got the day job, and I used to be married to a teacher, and I figured, well, if I'm going to get up on stage, I might say something stupid. I don't want to get her fired or me fired from the day job. So I came up with this little name, and I mean, so pretty much everybody in the music scene calls me Buck. I mean, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
So what's the secret code name?
Well, I can tell you not on a recorded line, but yeah, it's a silly thing, but yeah, it seems to be working pretty good. I mean, it kind of gives you the idea about what to expect when you come to one of my shows. Like, basically, my name Buck Fuffalo is a sobriety test, so if you can't say it right, you probably should get a ride home when you get the show.
hey, that'll work.
Yeah.
That's like.
Well, when I first started getting going, people had to like. If they left the signs in a place where people at bars could reach them, they'd always swap the letters around. So,
oh yeah,
there'd be times I show up and they're like, "Yeah, we're glad you're playing tonight because we're ready to get this sign taken down." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, it's like I was watching Ko when he did that live stream, and some girl said, "Sit on my face," and he said, "Sit on your face. What's your credit score?"
Oh, I saw that tweet going out a little bit. Yeah.
Oh,
I played a show in Lubbock one time, and was all hanging out with these girls, and in the middle of the night, it was that blue light, and this girl goes, "You know, you look like the Walmart version of Ko Wetzel." Yeah, which is hilarious, but it was also like, well, guess who's paying for their own drinks, girl?
Exactly.
It's kind of funny.
That is funny. So, did you go to Tarleton? Were you at Tarleton when Ko was there? Or?
No, man, I graduated in 05. I started late. Like, I just kind of did parties, and, I didn't think much about it, I just thought I was just having a fun time doing parties, and, people would show up, and it was just kind of fun, I just sit out there and play and pick, and I didn't really think about people coming just because I was playing the after party or something like that. It was just kind of a fun thing to do. I kind of thought, man, maybe some point I'll try to do music, and then got the degree, got the big boy job, and got married, had kids, and started kind of just settling into life, and I went to a wedding, and a buddy of mine asked me to come play, and Daryl Dodd they'd hired him for the reception.
Wow. And
Daryl come up, and he was just like, "Yo, that's really good. Like, you can definitely entertain a crowd. You should at least try it." So.
Oh yeah.
Well, heck, so I used to work at Tarleton's radio station called The Planet.
The Planet.
Yeah, the 1071 The Planet. 100.7 The Planet, that's what it was.
100.7.
Anyway, I met a bunch of local musicians, and and so I reached out to a couple, and they let me come open or play alongside them. And then all of a sudden it just turned into me getting messages. I'd go do a show, and somebody'd see me play and ask if I was available. And then all of a sudden it turned into, like, within a year, I was getting asked to play several times a month, and there's a few months where I was making more playing music than I was with the job I got a bachelor's degree with, It's kind of like pretty crazy. So I still got the day job, and it's going good, and they know I do music, but it's been pretty fun to get to do this, for on the side. And
hell yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So were you originally from the Stephenville area, or?
Well, pretty much. My dad was in the Navy, so we were all over. And he grew up here outside of Abilene, this little town called Cross Plains, and I went to my junior year of high school in Cross Plains, Texas. Out there halfway between Stephenville Abilene. It's like in the middle of nowhere. A little farming community and stuff, but
Really?
good people out there. Yeah, and but he went to the Navy and was on like the first nuclear powered submarine.
Wow.
On the Michigan. Yeah.
That's badass.
And so I was actually born in New York and lived there for like a month. Don't remember any of it.
I was about to say, so you're a Yankee?
Yeah, and then he got stationed in Connecticut. Lived there till I guess I was like 2. Don't have any memories of that either. And then all the way across the country on the other side, outside of Seattle. And I do remember some of that. Like I have memories. My first memories are like, what it was like outside of Seattle, like foggy. Mm-hmm. So all my memories are just fog, like straight up cloudy all the time. I remember really steep hills and mountains and tall trees and this black cat that me and him were not friends. Like
black cat.
Yeah, I tried to flush him in the toilet. He scratched my legs real bad. And I always remember seeing that cat and
you're just
basically being like, "Screw you, cat."
You're just baptizing him.
Yeah, that was it. I think I got the tail down the drain. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so then his service was done, and he got hired at the nuclear power plant here in Glen Rose, which is just like 40 minutes down the road from Stephenville. And so yeah, pretty much grew up in Stephenville, but I floated around a little bit. I moved back out to Cross Plains for a year. Worked in Bront, Texas for a little bit. Lived outside of Austin for a little bit. So I kind of bounced around after I got out of college. Mm-hmm. Stuff, but
yeah. I'm just here in Wichita. We go to Granbury a lot down there.
Oh yeah, Granbury's getting a really good music scene all of a sudden.
Dude, it is. I like how Silver Saddle put that patio out there.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty nice.
They're dangerous. They got They got them girls wearing the saloon outfits back from the 1800s. I'm like, it's a good thing a woman runs this restaurant and bar, because if a guy tried to make girls do that nowadays, they'd be sued before they even open the doors, I feel like.
Yeah.
But, hey, it's all good. It's all in good fun, I guess.
Yeah. They said it was one weekend, and they were like, they told them that they didn't have to wear them and stuff, so they were just wearing their T-shirts. I was like, damn, that's always the cool part.
I bet you sales and tips went down significantly. It'd be like, Hooters, you're allowed to wear your hoodies and sweatpants tonight.
Exactly. Dude, they were bitches, too. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, the bartender's like, no, I'm not going to get into it, but yeah. It was like...
they've always been nice to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I set up a freaking merch on a freaking table, and, like, it was a table by the stage, and they were like, you can't set it. I set it up by Kate Holiday was the headliner, and I set up next to him, and they were like, you can't set this up here. So they made me set it up fucking outside of that, like, the little walkway deal. It's like, damn. But yeah, anyways, yeah.
Did it rain on you?
Dude, yes. That was when it fucking poured. Oh my gosh.
I played one time when it rained, and they had like a chalk sign out there, so it looked like live music. 7 to that's what it basically looked like. I was like, well, people were still out walking around, so.
Yeah, of course they had that festival going on too, some kind of festival. I don't know. There's always something going on the fucking square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Wichita Falls, that's where you're at?
Yes, sir.
One time I went to hang out at this bar up in Wichita Falls, and this friend of mine, he decided he liked this girl, but he wanted to like just screw around and pretend he was deaf. And so I was his translator all night. was so good. I was like, what are you gonna do whenever this girl wants to take you home? And he's like, I'll figure it out. And literally, he'd be like, just doing his fingers all like crazy to me, and I'd be like, he want to let you know, like, if you want to drink, you know, like, and he's like, oh my God, is he hearing impaired? Like, well, he can. I was like, he can read your lips, so he knows what you're saying, but like, but you know, he don't really want to talk out loud because he's gonna sound funny. Like he sounds like he got hit by a car. So he's making it up the whole night. It was so much fun.
Here's the thing that is so true because the women here are so stupid. Like it's
I don't know. I mean, it was pretty funny. Like at some point, they were both gonna have to like figure that out on their own, you know. But anyway, he was like, I don't give a crap. Like he don't care about that girl.
So you said your wife was a teacher? That's what my wife does.
Well, I'm not married anymore, but yeah, she's still teaching. She's an art teacher. She's pretty good at it.
Oh yeah, my teacher's kindergarten, so yeah.
Oh heck, there you go. That's why she's able to put up with you, huh? We're gonna do activities. Who's a good boy?
It's like
did you poop in your pants again?
You can't do no fucking role play because she's like,
we're getting you Velcro shoes. I'm tired of tying them.
Get your fucking diaper on.
Can't imagine that. Yeah. What color is this?
She's
pink.
She said one day, kid came out of the bathroom, said that the other kid was showing him his wiener and stuff, and I'm like, that's natural for guys when they're that age, you know?
Yeah. It's so funny you said that, like, so we had, like, moved around all around the country, and the first time when we came back to Texas, I was like 5 or 6, and we were living out in the country on a farm. And, you know, when you got to pee at that age, you just pee in the grass, man. Yeah. No big deal.
Just don't do it on electric fence.
Well, we have barbed wire, so, you know.
Yeah.
I got circumcised twice, but it's all good. But anyway, so I go to daycare for the first time we moved to Stephenville. And my very first day, and I mean, this is the 80s, man. They still whoop your ass when you did something wrong, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, first day, we're all on the playground. So I go to the room, and the door's locked. And I was like, you know, doing pee-pee dance or whatever, because I'm like 5 or 6. And the teacher said, do what you do at home, which... When you're older, you know that means wait your turn. But when you're a 5-year-old, you think, well, what I do at home is pee in the grass. So I went back out to the playground, very first day of preschool or whatever, and I'm just pissing all over the place. And I remember all these kids going, "Oh, he's peeing," and like I didn't even get to finish peeing. I didn't get to zip up. They picked me up into the air and started whooping my ass, man.
God.
And I was like so confused. And then, you know, my parents like, did you have a good day at daycare? I'm like, hell no. I ain't ever going back. Screw that. I'll eat frozen hot dogs and take care of myself at home. I don't care.
Eat frozen hot dogs, too. Yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, we don't know no better.
Yeah.
That age.
I think I was 2 years old. My dad was telling me that he came. It was late at night. He heard something. He came in the kitchen, and I was eating butter with Kool-Aid, and I think ketchup, and eating it with a hammer.
Oh God! That's pretty bad right there.
That sounds like some stoner shit right there.
Oh yeah, for real.
That really does.
Got in your dad's weed.
I ate that cookie that you had. No.
Yeah. No. It was a good cookie.
No, my dad was a pastor.
Hey,
he was a pastor till he cheated on my mom, though. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, so you put on quite a bit of events. What would have to be your favorite that you put on so far?
Oh gosh, so they've all had like something really cool about each one of them, you know. So, but the Christmas thing just kind of accidentally happened in a way because, or I guess it's grown like organically, you know, like because at first when I first kind of had a good year in music, I made a lot of friends that were talented dudes and dudettes and whatever, and so I was like, well, working in, you know, the corporate world, you know, in the private sector, like there's always a Christmas party, and no matter what goes on throughout work, it is kind of nice to have that, like, all right, we're all gonna like let's like let our hair down a little bit at work and enjoy each other just for who we are. And, you know, I've always appreciated like Christmas time and being around everybody, and I thought it's so weird, like the music scene doesn't have any, nobody's throwing a Christmas party. So I was like, well, I'll throw a Christmas party, and in the first year it went off really well. Like, you know, we had like 50 people, and for a Buck Fuffalo show, that was huge. You know, like I had, you know, probably 12 or 15 artists maybe the first year, something like that. We're all friends, and I brought some food. You know, we did like a toy drive and a canned food drive and all this stuff, and did it at Bostock's, which Bostock's has been a Stephenville staple for like almost 30 years. They're fixing to close the doors at the end of October, man.
God, so, I hate to hear that.
It's really weird. I mean, I saw American Aquarium there. Me and Dalton Domino did a show there. You know, like that. Cole played there. You know, like everybody kind of cut their teeth. Ron Bingham played one of his first shows ever there. You know.
Well, Cole shot that music video there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a video there too. So I was a little offended when I saw that video because it felt like it was me. You know, like being too old to keep doing this crap and fighting with my band. I was like, damn, is he taking shots at me right now? But anyway, so the first one that I did was there, and then and it just kind of, I got into Larry Joe Taylor's songwriter competition after that, and Larry took a liking to me, and he came and did my second one, and that one was at Bull Nettle in Stephenville, and that's still a pretty good spot just to hang. And but Larry was like, hey, well, maybe might consider moving it out to Melody Mountain for the next Christmas. So year 3, all of a sudden, I'm doing a festival at Melody Mountain Ranch where Larry Joe does his gigantic Texas music festival. And so it's kind of surreal, and to make it look like even more of an event, randomly, Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard TV show showed up for the one at Melody Mountain the very first year.
Was that John Schneider?
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
He had some ties with some liquor company, and they're trying to get Larry to serve his liquor or something, I think.
So they sent out Bo Duke. Should have sent out Daisy Duke.
Sorry, my dog's name's Banjo, and he just tried to sneak out the back fence.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I caught him. He's part Dachshund, part Labrador, so I call him a Labrawiener. He basically looks like a lab puppy for life, except for his legs are about 3 inches long, and he's got paws the size of his head, you know.
I'm trying to... That'd be fucking hilarious.
He's adorable, and I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't scared to say it. Like, he's straight up cute as fuck. Yeah. But anyway, so the festival deal, man, I mean, it's hard to say which one was my favorite, but it's pretty badass because Charlie Crockett played last year, and like a week later, he's on CBS Good Morning Sunday morning. And I'm like, dude, the dude just played my but, you know, the people that I've found that get to do it, and I've had help finding a lot of people too, but some of these artists I've been lucky and I've caught them early, just being in the scene, I guess. And I mean, I had Colby Cooper before he was, you know, set venues, and Mike and the Moon Pies before he was on the Grand Ole Opry, you know, and
which is
Giovanni before he had the #1 rock song, and then, you know, The Nation. It's been pretty spectacular to get to somehow have a little tie-in with all these people and to see how successful they've all been, and it's been pretty cool.
It's crazy you're talking about Geo. So I actually had a show that I booked at Scooters in Lawton, and I was going to have my brother open, and then I had another band, but they couldn't do it, so I called Geo personally. It was right before he signed with Red 11, and
okay.
I asked him, and he's like, I talked to him on the phone. He's like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do it." And then,
yeah, brother.
Yeah, fuck yeah, brother. And then Milton, he's from around
the drummer.
where I grew up. So that's how I got the tie into Geo. But yeah, them guys, we hung out with them after the show and everything, and it's crazy how big they've gotten.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've known Geo for years. Like,
yeah, he's a crazy motherfucker.
I picked him up off the side of the road when he was you know, and I played his 21st birthday with him at Bull Nettle. He got real trash in the middle of the set and started crying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, if you know Gio real well, he gets too drunk, he'll get in the feels, man. He don't ever get mad, really. He gets sappy.
Dude, he's got that baby face too. Still.
Oh no. Yeah. He's a character.
He's crazy, dude. Oh my
we did this private show one time. This guy somehow stole one of those flags from a car dealership, and he had it in his barn.
What?
And it was made like a stage, yeah. And this thing is like the size of a house, like a flag.
Gosh.
Huge. Well, they get us all sorts of silly, right? And it's a private show, so we're like, we ain't going nowhere. But they used to like have this deal. Sometimes people would not pay you or not want you to do a set unless you had a 3-piece. So I would always, I'll bring in a friend, we'll do a song swap, but I would take the skeleton that I made out of like scrap wood, and I got like a skeleton head from a Halloween deal. And I called him Brad's a Slim, dude. And like
Brad's a Slim.
Brad's a Slim, man. That was so I put him on stage. But that private show me and Gio did, man, Brad's a Slim didn't make it out, dude. Like somebody started playing Metallica at the end of the night, and like I made it where you could move his arms, and like I put hinges on the elbows, so like I would always have him like with a beer in his hand and his legs on stage, right? And sometimes I'd put like an instrument in his arms, that way it looked like he was doing something. But somebody was making him play drums and just completely ripped apart all the wood of his body that I'd made.
Rest in peace, Brazza Slim.
Brazza Slim. Somebody stole the head though. Somebody's got it.
Moment of silence for Brazza Slim.
R.I.P. dog.
R.I.P. Oh man, that's crazy, dude. So so I actually had old Sal from Sal and old Stonewall Hippies on here last.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That dude, he was like, I told him I was going to have you on here today. He's like, dude, Buck. He said, we were sitting there at the songwriter competition, and I told him, I was like, dude, I like your shit. And then he said, you came up to him and was like, dude, I like your shit.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is whenever he did his competition, so now like I'm emceeing Larry Joe's songwriter competition every year now. And so that I know who the judges are. And when Sal started playing his stuff, the guys in the room started looking at me. They were already laughing because they're like, this is like straight up like Buck style for sure, you know. And I was like, what? And they're like, oh man, this sounds like a Buck Fuffalo song. I was like, shut up, man. Like, but Sal's on it, man. I dig it. Yeah. He's got some good vibes for sure. And a good dude too, man.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. We talk for fucking hours on here. I'm trying to get my brother trying to get him to do the songwriter competition. He's got some good ones.
Hey, if you don't submit, you won't even have a chance. So might as well throw something out there.
Right.
It's like Tinder.
I told him.
You just keep swiping right. If you don't even get the app and you don't swipe, then you ain't gonna get nothing.
Right. Exactly.
And all you gotta do is hit one.
Yeah, I hit that one and I ended up marrying her.
Oh, hey, never know.
She's my old Tinderella. She hates it when I call her that, but
for real? You met her on Tinder?
I did. I met her on Tinder.
Dang! All right. That's some game, dude.
Dude, I was setting my old
Would you
house.
put your profile search kindergarten teachers? Just kept swapping or what?
No. No.
She modified hers like 8-year-olds.
8-year-olds. Yeah.
I was born on leap year, babe. Come on.
Yeah, come on, baby. No, what it was I'd post. It was that night that Childers played at Billy Bob's, and I just posted a video. It was just a fucking funny video of me and just a pair of overalls, just dancing and shit. Well, I put that on Tinder, and she swears, but within five minutes of me posting that, she hit like on me, and
man,
she swiped right.
Should have known then. He's in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Should have known when she was from Texas. No.
Oh, yeah, you Oklahoma guy?
Yeah. I lived in Oklahoma for 22 years of my life.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so I met her.
We played at, what was it? Paul Steens' place. Bubba's, is that it?
Oh, in Durant?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bubba's Brew House.
Yeah, we played up there during COVID, and that was whenever we made like a little trio called the Cowbirds. It was me, Matt Hartman of the Cottonwood Crows, and Mason Morris, who plays bass for Co Wetzel.
Yeah.
And we started touring around, and I'd forgotten that weed was pretty much legal in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And we got done doing our set, and it was a good set. We had a good time. And,
dude, you get some good shit down there, too.
Well, they had cheesecake in the green room.
Mm-hmm.
So we get done, I'm like, oh, grab this cheesecake, and I'm hammered. And I'm eating it, and I'm eating it. It's so good. And I don't even like cheesecake that much. I'm lactose intolerant, but I was hungry and drunk. Mason comes in, and he sees me eating it, and he slaps it out of my hand, and he goes, Buck! That's 300 milligrams a slice. And I was like, there's weed in this? And 30 minutes later, I thought everyone was either gay or a cop, or both.
Gay or a cop.
And I just stood with my arms crossed with my ass to the wall, just please take me to the hotel. Please take me to the hotel. Just forever. I was so paranoid, dude. It was fucked up.
Oh, man, dude. Yeah. Even southeast Oklahoma, dude. There's a town in between Durant and Broken Bow, Durant and Ardmore called Idabel.
Yeah.
And they say that the cops are in, when it wasn't legal, we're in on it. So you could get away with it. But yeah.
Well, I ain't worried about it. I ain't trying to get away with nothing, and I ain't trying to say people that are cops are bad or people that are gay are bad. I'm just saying that they got me. They got me, dude.
You're good. Nobody listens to this shit anyways. That's what I tell everybody. They're like, I don't want to say this. And I'm like, you're good.
I used to work at that radio station in Tarleton, and my first time on air, I was a little nervous or whatever. And the manager goes, hey, don't worry. Literally, no one's listening.
It's like I was like, what?
He's like, yeah, I swear to God, just don't worry about it. Just do your thing. Have fun in here. Get some experience. Enjoy it. And seriously, no one's listening. But they ended up giving me a morning show when I worked there. And we had listeners. They paid for ratings sheets. And by the time my last semester in school, we had higher ratings in town than anybody else, so it was pretty cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
The only station we didn't beat was the Spanish station.
So were y'all like, because like when I went to Cameron and Lawton, and their station was like classical music and stupid shit.
So after I left or graduated, there were like some professors that, you know, they wanted their NPR or whatever. And I'm like, you can listen to NPR out of Dallas already. You know, I fought it because I ended up getting to be interim station manager there for a little bit. So I kind of, and like I worked my way up, and man, if I could have ran that station, that'd still be my job today. I swear to God, like I loved it. It was the most fun. We got alternative rock, but like I made a format. Like I was program director, and then the station manager got fired because he was trying to bang the college girls, and he got caught 3 times. He took one of the girls into the studio, closed the blinds, and had her show his boobs to her. So it was like, gee, what's going on
That's
there?
some stuff you see in a movie.
Well, she had been bragging that she just got her nipples pierced, but instead of just being, okay, you know, she's a college kid, he straight up like was like, let me see them, you know, whatever. Like, dude, no. And it's fucked up. He shouldn't have done that. It was really wrong. But it was also kind of crazy because the dude was only like, he was straight out of Texas State. He was like maybe 2 years older than us. So he's like 25, 27, somewhere in there, getting to run a college radio rock station. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Oh, imagine, like that would have felt like a dream job right then, you know?
Because I'm 26 right now, so yeah, that'd be like...
Dude, imagine getting to come run a rock station
that'd
at college.
That'd be fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. So, of course, I loved it. I get there, and I'm like, oh, man, I finally found my people, you know? And so they made me a program director, and so I was like, let's try this, let's try that. And like, we just throw things at the wall and see what we could get away with before... So what we found out was you can't get in trouble until someone is offended and then has to file a complaint with the FCC to make you stop. And then once you stop, then if you keep doing it, then you can get fined or shut down. So basically, you have 2 strikes for a while, right? Yeah. And if nobody's really listening anyway, then what the fuck does it matter?
Right.
So I put on hip hop and comedy bits unedited.
That's funny.
On Fridays and Saturday nights from midnight till about 4 or 5 in the morning. I programmed that, and so everybody get out of the bars and shit, and might turn the radio on and hear that shit, and they were in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other stuff I did, I was like, I did a classic rock lunch box is what I called it. You listen to classic rock lunch box, and like from Monday through Friday work days, from 12 to 2, I put on classic rock, and so like all the locals that are like eating lunch and going back to work, they were jamming it all of a sudden, right? And then I sprinkled in like, you know, local Texas country artists, local artists that were just trying to get their names out there. So now all the local artists are trying to listen to see if their stuff would be on. And when it would come on, they'd tag us in it and stuff. And all of a sudden, like within a year of me doing that, we grew our listenership. And it was fun, man. I could have killed that. I would have had it going. But when I graduated, no, there wasn't really much passion with it anymore. And they wanted it. They split it into 2. So there's a NPR station that plays the classical and the boring news stories, and then they gave the students a station, but they did it so wrong, in my opinion, because this should be a recruitment tool for Tarleton.
Right.
And so the station that has the further antenna that people can listen to all the way in Weatherford.
Wow.
Is the NPR one.
Oh, God.
Like, y'all are doing this so backwards. The only people that care about the NPR crap are the professors on campus. So give them the weak signal and let the other one be the kids, like the students, the college kids on air. Like, that's what's going to make people want to come to your school.
Right.
So, but I don't have a master's, so I'm not allowed to go run the station, and you have to have a master's to be able to be a college radio manager now.
Have you thought about, like, when the ranch was looking for somebody, did you think about trying to get on
Yeah, I feel like I really did want to do it, and I got tagged in it a lot, and it would have been a lot of fun, but I'm not ready for that I want to keep doing what I'm doing. Like, when I slow down and I'm older, then if a chance comes up, then I might take it to go back into the radio, just to have something easy and fun to do for a while. But like right now, I know the amount of effort I would put into it, and it would take away from me getting to do music. And I'm also still trying to push what I'm doing musically, and I feel like that would be a conflict of interest if I'm releasing music but also working for one of the biggest stations. So I didn't even apply because I didn't want, not that I would have even gotten it, or anything, but I also took all that into consideration when I was considering applying, for it or whatever.
Yeah. Of course, here, he's just got the morning show. It's James Cook.
Yeah, James is a badass.
Yeah, James is a badass, but yeah. We talked to him about it one time, and he said it works out him doing the mornings because then he can go do his gigs, and everything. And
yeah, he's more of an adult than I am because I can never make that work.
Yeah, dude.
I ain't getting up at 5 or 6 in the morning if I did a gig and didn't get home till 2.
Yeah, I think...
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, because... And what was crazy was... my brother had an interview at 8. Well, we got done with that. And then he was going to go interview Jarrett Reddick from Bowling for Soup at 11. And I was like, good Lord. So, I mean, he wasn't probably getting out of there till 12 or so.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it, man. It's that's what I said. Later in life, maybe when I, like right now, I'll pretty much do any gig that gets thrown at me if it seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do it. Like I like doing it. I get to do it. Something I never thought I'd get to do. So I'm gonna enjoy it as long as I can. I like playing. I like entertaining, and it's a pretty crazy way to like get to make a little money and travel and meet people and
right.
But if I was doing on air stuff at the same time, I just feel like it would be weird. It would be. I think it wouldn't look good for me to be like, hey, I got a new song. Here it is. And then I get to play my own song on the radio station. That'd be odd.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I could totally see that. I thought about, because I've been tagged in a few, and I've never done anything with, I've done like play-by-play, like broadcasting. That was on the radio, but I've never like done any radio show, so I don't know what it said, send in an air check, and I was like, what the heck is that? So I had to look that up, and then I was like, oh, that's just that, but...
Yeah, it's like you already being on the air recording yourself.
Yeah, be like...
These podcasts could work now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could send little bits of that.
Dude, you could do one, you could start one, it could be the Buck Stops Here.
I've thought about doing a podcast, and I have an idea for kind of like an audiobook too. Like I want to make it a book, but I think more people would listen if it was an audiobook. And I want to call it the Red Dirt Roadmap.
That's awesome.
And so basically, I want to talk about like all the founders of the Texas Red Dirt music scene.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about all the venues they used to play,
mm-hmm.
the festivals, and what I thought would be really badass for an audiobook would be to have like specific artists are like gonna read that chapter.
That would be badass, dude.
Yeah. So like you have like I could have like Will or Josh Abbott or somebody do like the Lubbock chapter.
Yes,
you know?
dude. Yes.
Yeah. And then like you get Co or Gio to do like the Stephenville chapter, and yeah, I think it'd be really cool.
It'd be pretty. That would be pretty cool, dude. I can just picture Co.
I think people would listen. Like it would be badass.
Oh, dude! If you mention that, like just say those artists right there, yeah, dude, they're gonna listen.
Yeah, people just get the audiobook and then, yeah, I think it would. One, it would like make even more nostalgia for some of these venues that are in festivals that don't exist anymore. Right. But then the that are still going, it would end up being, people would start going. Like people are gonna show up to these venues because they hear them. Kind of like when people watch like, Guy Fieri, Diner, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I'm in there. I'm in that area, and they went there. Let's go check that out.
Right.
And something else I want to do, this is total pipe dream, and maybe you're right, and hopefully nobody hears this. It'll steal my idea, but I don't know. I would think there should be a Red Dirt museum.
Dude, and yes.
I want it to be in Stephenville so bad. I'm going to pitch it to Larry Joe. I just feel like I think people would think that was super cool. And they go and they'd see like, maybe you could do it kind of like the old hard rock cafes where you have like different guitars and different posters and, different memorabilia that are hanging up in the area. And then I thought maybe you could even have like a little photo stage. Like if you want to pretend, anybody that's like a big fan of the music, they can pretend that they're on stage for a second. And
yes.
They can get a whole photo while they're pretending to be at the museum or whatever.
It'd be cool too, like if you got wax statues of like the artists in the area. Like can you imagine how many people would line up just take a picture with a wax Co or a wax Gio? Like for real.
That would be really freaky. I don't know. Like a Larry Joe. Larry Joe's standing there.
Yeah, get Larry Joe. That would be freaky.
And it has a button that you push, so it sings, "Will the circle be broken?"
I started this festival back in so-and-so days.
1989.
1989. Back then, we were just out in the pasture just fucking around. Oh, shit. Can't say that.
He told us one time, he said, used to, our first year, we didn't know we was going to make any money, and we just all opened up this brown paper sack and grabbed the cash we could out of it.
And now he's got partners with all subs and all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, so what's interesting with my Christmas one is that I think it was the COVID year. I think that was like my 5th year. And there was probably like 20 campers. People like bought campsites and came and camped out. Like Cody Canada played it and Ray Wally Hubbard played it. And it was like, it felt like that was the year it felt like a real festival. Like, somebody got arrested. People were smoking weed during the festival. And I was like, arrested. Oh, yeah. And it was a girl that I'd randomly have play. She showed up to the festival, and I needed one more spot. Somebody couldn't make it. So I gave her an 11 o'clock Saturday morning spot. Mm-hmm. And that was fine. It got really cold that day because it's in December.
Right.
And then Ray Wally Hubbard's on 12 hours later. And I'm so elated that that's happening. And, like, he's throwing my name into the songs and stuff. And, like,
wow.
Yeah, when he's doing, like, hell yeah, or screw you, we're from Texas. He's like, and we got artists like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Buck Fuffalo. He's, like, throwing my name into those songs. You're like, shit. I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, Like, this dude did a song with one of the Beatles, man. He's
Dude,
saying my name on stage. This is sick. And, like,
this is the State Farm original.
he accidentally left his guitar slide, so I still have it.
Oh,
so
shit.
That kind of sparked my idea for the museum.
That would be pretty cool, because, dude...
I'm like, this is Ray Wiley Hubbard's guitar slide. But no, this girl got arrested. Apparently, they, like, kicked her out, or they didn't even kick her out first. They told her to quit drinking, and she went and got mad and then tried to sneak back in and get some more drinks, and the cops that were there saw her talking shit, and she told somebody she had a bigger dick than he did. Yeah, and it was apparently really uncomfortable, and they like picked her up and slammed her down on the ground. Yeah, it was kind of a bad deal, and she tried to like apologize to me on Instagram and stuff, and I basically like, hey, yeah, hope music works out for you and all this and that, but like, you know, don't worry about coming back to the festival. And I was like, you know, maybe just keep working on your craft and you'll do so good that I can't say no someday. But like right now, I definitely don't want it. And then she fucking cussed me out on it. So
oh yeah, but
I was like, okay, never mind. I was trying to like
be nice about it, but fuck you, bitch.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
She was taking no responsibility for the fact she got completely hammered and did that. So I was a little frustrated with that.
What did she apologize for? Like,
I don't remember. I've deleted all the shit. I mean, that's just kind of the gist of it. But anyway.
I don't mean to get you fired up.
No, I don't want. I'm here to help every artist I can, and I want to, and that's cool. Like, I take the help anytime I can get it too. You know,
right.
Like, so it's nice being able to return that favor. And I'm not in this world to make enemies. You know, and this is it's a great scene, and you know, I never leave anybody out on purpose. Like, you know, I'm trying to build something that people will come to that's an audience, and trying to incorporate as many people as I can as I do it, and I hope people appreciate that. And you know, that's the whole goal, is just to be heard. It's not a competition for me. It's
right.
The competition is just being heard. You know,
right? And it's not. I mean, yeah. It's the best. I mean, this is the best scene in music, probably hands down. But it's more like a big old family, you know, man? I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. Like you said, like, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, you know?
Well, that's why I call it Buck Fuffalo's Family Christmas.
Yeah.
And Buck Fuffalo's Family Vacation. It's because...
Dude, that cracked me up, that picture.
Of the station wagon?
Yes.
Yeah. So I made these flyers with the station wagon on it. And, you know, I got to put the elk antlers on it for, like, my Buck Fuffalo logo.
Uh-huh.
And I went to this tattoo shop in Granbury. I was like, I'm just trying to put flyers up anywhere I can think of. And so I walk in, and the tattoo guy, I was about to tell you to fuck off till I seen that station wagon. He's like, put that shit up on the front window, man. And he's like, hell, I might tattoo that on somebody. I was like, hell yeah, that was
Here's
badass.
The thing.
So
people are drunk enough to get it done.
Somebody tattooed my logo on their leg.
No shit.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I got sent a Snapchat, and it's big as fuck on this guy's thigh. And my logo is basically like the Buffalo Nickel Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
But with elk antlers, for anybody that's listening that's never seen it. And so it's like pretty simple design, but definitely unique. Like, if you see that, that's my fucking logo. You know, it's kind of cool. And yeah, it got it snapped to me. Somebody had gotten it done, and I found out he was like working a job he hated, and he heard my song "Don't Be a Pussy," and he decided to quit and start his own business.
That's
and I was like, holy shit! Like, I can't believe like I inspired something like that. I just wrote a fucking silly ass song, is all, you know.
Just say, here you are thinking, nobody's gonna listen to this shit, and all of a sudden you're changing lives and shit, man.
Dude, when I played in Denver, this guy came up to me with his wife, and this one like really got me emotional. It was pretty nuts because he just followed me. He didn't even know anybody we did a street party at one of our friends' houses, and like literally we built a stage and painted it out of the front door of the house, like in this neighborhood. Like, and so it was pretty neat. It was pretty cool to get to do that. Cool. Yeah. But this couple came just because they started following me on Facebook, and it was a free show, and they were from Denver, and somehow they had heard my song "Wish 'Em Well," and he wanted to tell me that he was 15 years clean from doing heroin, and that song meant so much to him, and that was his wife for 15 years, and they have a 13-year-old daughter, and you know he wanted to be there, and he had me autograph his shirt, and I was just like, man, this is so crazy. Like, you know, you just don't, I don't know, as a songwriter, you write what you feel, I think, for the most part. And sometimes you're writing stories and it's not like it's you're writing about. You're just like, you're an empath in a way. And so to realize you put something out there that is impactful for somebody like hundreds and hundreds of miles away in different states, and it's pretty wild, man.
Yeah, that's like here recently. I like you. What's his name? You know, Hardy. He did that song with Lainey Wilson. Just now recently, you know, and dude, I liked Hardy a little bit, but when I heard that song, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I think it's called "Wait in the Truck."
Oh yeah,
dude, it brought me to tears watching the video. It was crazy, and that's what I like. If I listen to a song and it can touch you, you know, that's when you know that's the song right there.
Wow, yeah, I feel that. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So, what shows do you got coming up?
I always feel weird when I promote a show on a podcast because I don't know about you, but I'll go back and just see. I'll go through a lineup and be like, "Oh, I want to listen to that one," and it could be like a year after somebody's played. Oh yeah, okay, that would have been neat to go to that, but I'm not. Yeah, that's not happening. So I'm on Bands in Town, and so if you want to follow me on there, like I add my shows on there, so like you'll get an email when I'm in your area. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you've ever used Bands in Town, but I also have my website, buckfuffalo.com. Like, shockingly, nobody has that yet, so I got the domain name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big time.
Now, does Cody
it'll show like next 3 shows. So whenever you're listening to this, just go look up my shows and it'll show you the next 3 that are coming up on my webpage on shows or something. But I think I'm doing 2 shows back to back this weekend with Matt Hartman, who plays with the Cottonwood Crows, and we do a lot of acoustic stuff. A lot of times it's like me and him, and sometimes Shay Abshire, who was Shay Abshire and the Night Howlers. We all live in Stephenville, so we'll do road trips together. Like, the 3 of us went all the way. We played in Arkansas, Missouri, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana.
Oh my gosh! I bet you that was a crazy trip.
It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of great memories. There was a lot of shit we did that I can't even remember or repeat.
Can't even remember or repeat.
Yeah. I can't repeat or remember, you know, vice versa. But we had a blowout on the way up to Montana after we finished the Wyoming show.
Uh-huh.
And the blowout was on the back driver's side, and we're on the side of a fucking mountain, and it's like kind of raining. We're 8 miles from the nearest town, and we're trying to figure out the spare for this Dodge Caravan that we rented is in the middle of the vehicle. Like, you have to lift the console up in between
What the fuck?
the driver's and passenger seat, and there's like this bolt you have to loosen so the tire comes down. It's a donut. So we finally figure that out, and we're on the side of this road on a mountain, and like we finally can't get the car to jack up because of the way it's all tilted. We finally get that going, and Matt happens to notice that the gas tank opener looks weird. So he opens it ever so slowly. I'll never forget. He opened it like he was afraid to see like a wasp nest come out. And then he opens it all the way, and there's no fuel tank.
Holy shit.
The fucking tire, when it blew out, ripped out the fuel line.
Oh my gosh.
The whole tube that goes into the gas tank is ripped out and missing and gone. So now we're not only like, oh my God, we've got a tire to change, and it might have ripped up like some of the wiring for the brake light, but how are we going to get gas? You know, we're just like completely dumbfounded.
And then John Dutton came. No. John Dutton came up.
Well, yeah. Well, I have him, actually, a sheriff came up, and he pulled back around and got behind us to make sure we can't buy no cars. But we could tell we weren't in Kansas anymore because this dude comes up. He got a shop broom for a mustache.
Oh, shit.
And he's got the northern accent, man, like big time. And he's like, he straight up comes up and he goes, "How many fellows does it take to change a tire, eh?" Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, well, funny thing, we need to figure out how to get gas, too. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you really got yourself in some troubles, huh?" And I'm like, fuck, yeah, we are in deep shit. And so, like, you know, we go to this next town, and they're all like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know, I never seen nothing like that. You betches."
You betcha.
Yeah, and we're like, so we ended up figuring out a way to rig it. Shay crawled underneath that motherfucker and stuck a radiator tube into the gas tank. And we had to drive through Yellowstone National Park to get to where we're going. And we're about to run out of gas. And so Old Faithful is like shooting the geyser up, and like the only place to get gas was right in the middle of the national park, and we're sitting over there. It took like 20 minutes because we had to like fill it up drip by drip. And people are like walking by pretending to not stare at us, but totally wondering what. It looked completely opposite, you know, because we got like a hose and a funnel going into our gas tank instead of coming out of it. And anyway, we got to Helena, Montana, and there's some good people up there, man. They took care of us. They found us the parts for $100, and this one dude, a young guy, he just opened a shop up, and he's trying to get his name out there. And another guy like covered costs of getting that replaced for us. And
hell yeah,
good people up there in Helena, man. I'm telling you, I want to live up there when it's not wintertime.
Yeah. I watched a show, of course it's a TV show, it's called Big Sky, and it takes place in Helena.
Yeah, I fell in love with it, man. It's for it being one of their biggest towns, it's a small town, dude. Like, I mean, it felt like being in Stephenville, you know? Like a Steamboat Granbury kind of feel.
Yeah.
But good folks up there, and a lot of our artists are going up there to play. Like they're like the Red Dirt scene. Like I think we were up there the week before we were up there. Palmer Anthony had just played.
Oh yeah.
And the week after, Tyler Halverson was playing. That's cool. And like I know both those guys are good dudes, and so it's pretty cool to see all this music branching out throughout the country now.
Yeah, have you played at have you played at Buck's in Nebraska?
I've never gotten to play in Nebraska. That'd be cool. What's it called?
It's called Buck's Bar and Grill.
So it sounds right up my alley.
Yeah. My father.
Make that happen.
Yeah, my father-in-law. He's from here, but he played football up in Nebraska, and so he lives up there, and he told me about it first.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't know if you know have you met that dude Matt Westerman?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt goes there all the fucking time.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, my father-in-law was telling me about that place, but it's like this little old dive bar, and I think tonight's Randall King's playing acoustic.
Oh wow. Okay. They're doing the ripples then.
Yeah, they're apparently it's. And my father-in-law was telling me, he's like, yeah, he said it's a really cool place. He said, he's telling me Cody Jinks played acoustic there one time when he was coming through, because it's right in the middle between Omaha and I think it's like right between Omaha and Lincoln or something.
Huh.
But yeah, so they get a bunch of business. But yeah, I was like,
I want to go play a couple shows in Omaha during the College World Series because I'm a big baseball fan, and I went in '09 just to watch the College World Series, and the atmosphere is so much fun, and I think it'd be a great week to go do a lot of shows up there and get to go watch some baseball at the same time and to just be around that whole environment, because it was a blast when we were up there, man. And you're in the middle of June and it's like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll take it,
dude.
Yeah.
So sorry. So the first time I went up there, we went to a football game, and dude, you talking about a freaking atmosphere? Oh my gosh! In Lincoln,
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap! And if that's probably the best time to play in Lincoln is during football season, because it's like packed always during like school season, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Omaha, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't heard of anybody else playing Omaha, so I don't really even know where to start with it. I'd just be throwing emails out to the dark.
I know there's a venue there. Crap, what's the name of it? I had the Powell brothers on here a 2 years ago about Christmas time, and I was talking to them. They said there's a venue there. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like on the other side there's like this big old glass building, and that side over there is like a exotic car dealership, like Bentleys and stuff like that. And they were telling me about it. I was like, whoa, that's cool. But yeah, I think there's a place called the Listening Room. That's a pretty popular spot, what I've heard, there in Omaha.
Okay, well, I'll have to see if I can hunt it down.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, dude, I thought we flew under the radar in baseball this year, and of course softball, I knew we were going to probably win the national championship, but baseball, I had no idea we were going to go to the World Series, and
Right? Yeah.
damn near won it. Golly, stupid Ole Miss. But yeah.
Pretty wild. My son, we grew up Horns fans. My dad went to UT for a little bit. My grandma, she graduated from UT, and so we kind of grew up Horns fans. And so my son, he's a really good baseball player. He was a all-state DH last year for Texas Sports Writers, and the year before that, Stephenville made it to state in baseball, first time ever they made it to the state tournament. And he had an OU coach that saw him. He was the OU scout was, I guess, looking at this pitcher for Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And Dylan he got a base hit off the dude, and this was like the first game of the year, his junior year, like 2021. And the second at bat, my son broke his aluminum bat, hitting a ball that was about a foot away from being a home run on the left field side. But yeah, even the other team was like, "Did you just break your bat?" And he had one of those composite aluminum bats, and it somehow, the way he hit it, it snapped in the middle.
Even with the BB core, that's crazy, dude.
Dude, I've never seen anything like it. So everybody's just like, so we kept the bat. We had some pictures, like, holy crap. So then for a minute, but then the OU coach, I guess, or scout apparently called about Dylan but Dylan was playing first base, and it was like, when you first start in baseball season, it's like wintertime, and it was cold, and he didn't stretch for well, and he went to stretch for a ball playing first, and he like tore part of his hamstring. Like the whole back of his leg was freaking blue, and so we didn't hear nothing back from that scout. But I was like, man, I've grown up rooting against OU my whole life. I was like, I'll go root for OU for some baseball, but if Red River Classic, I've still got to go horns up. I was like, I don't care if my own boy's going to school there. I still got to root in football for. It just pisses me off because so many people in Oklahoma are like, yeah, man, Oklahoma's the best football team. Like, y'all fucking got more than half y'all's team ever. It didn't come from Oklahoma. Y'all just gave them a shirt, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all Texans. Adrian Peterson, the greatest running backs of fucking all time.
Yeah.
Grew up in Texas. Want to be a cowboy, dude. Come on.
There's several. Yeah.
It just breaks my heart that y'all do better recruiting, getting them kids up there, So we'll see. Maybe the new guy down in Texas at Sark can turn it around. And I think the writing's on the wall. That's why y'all lost Lincoln. He run out of there.
He's a little pussy.
He's like, "Oh, we're going to SEC. Bye."
Yeah, and then he gets to USC, and they're like, "We're joining the Big Ten."
Yeah, and he took half of the players from OU with him.
Oh, dude, he took a quarterback.
That was messed up. I thought I'd be pissed if I was OU guy.
Dude, so
it's good for me because I'm a Orange dude, but yeah, I'd have been mad as hell.
Well, here's the thing. So we played Bedlam, and we got beat. And they interviewed him in his press conference, and they asked about the LSU job, and he said,
"Oh yeah, that Baylor game, right?"
Well, Baylor, we got beat too, but OSU was the next week, which that's our other. That's
for sure.
Yeah, and he said in his press conference, "I'm not going to be the coach at LSU." Didn't say nobody knew about the fucking USC deal. And then the next morning, my brother called me, and he's like, Have you seen what's going on?" I'm like, "No, I just woke up."
Hey, I lose you?
He said, huh?
Oh, I thought I lost you there for a second, but I got you.
Yeah. He said Lincoln Riley just signed a deal to go to USC. And I'm like, "What?" So I ran downstairs, and I turned it on, and was like, "You have got to be fucking kidding me."
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but, I felt for you OU guys when I saw that, because I was like, man, that seemed so chicken shit.
Well,
but he going to turn USC around. You already know it.
Shit. We'll see.
I think so, dude. He's not a bad coach. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
He knows how to recruit.
He's a good coach, but I thought because you hear stuff like people were saying that were said when he announced it and everything to everybody. He didn't even tell anybody after that press conference. He had to have done it early in the morning, got on the phone with USC and finalized everything. But the crazy thing is, they had already picked out his house 2 weeks before that.
Oh,
so
really?
This motherfucker's been trying to leave. And yeah, and then it makes you wonder. Okay, so that happened. Well, then the next week we had Baylor, and then OSU, and those were our only two fucking losses.
Oh, you kind of think maybe he kind of gave up on the job.
It makes you wonder, dude. It really does.
Yeah, wow.
It makes you wonder if he threw those games, because if you go back and watch those, the way he was calling the plays was way different than when he called them during the whole season.
Why would he? But what would it be his reason for tanking the games?
See, that's where there's no explanation for it, and it's
yeah.
But
you still want to be known as a good coach, but I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe so. You'd be like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, or that. I don't know.
I don't know. But I hit up one of my father-in-law's old teammates. See, his brother played tight end at OU, and he coaches at OU. He's the tight end coach at OU.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then I asked him, I said, so what was Joe John thinking? And he said, dude, he was shocked. He said nobody expected it. That was the crazy thing. Nobody expected it.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then, yeah.
Well, I mean, they kind of run Stoops out so they could give him the job, I felt like.
Well,
back in the day.
There's been some, so there was some talk. Apparently, there's so much conspiracy going on. They gave Lincoln the job because Bob was under investigation for recruiting infringement.
Oh, really?
And they were only going to have Lincoln there that time until Bob was cleared. So Bob's going to retire. And then they were talking about when Venables came up, there was speculation that it was going to be Venables and Sweeney was coming because Sweeney's kid was with them, and I can't remember if Sweeney came or not on the visit. And then there was George's. Well, of course, he's coaching Oregon now, but he was a prospect. But yeah, dude, it was a crazy 2 months waiting. Well, was it 2 months waiting? On getting.
That's pretty weird. I hope whoever's listening to the podcast is a college football fan right now, because it's been turned into all of a sudden like 10 or 20 minutes worth of us talking college football and stuff. But.
Yeah, but dude, BV's been such a blessing. And then we didn't have a quarterback, and Gabriel came in.
I never liked that Rattler kid.
Oh yeah, he's not doing shit at freaking South Carolina.
Yeah, I know. Look at it. He looks scared every time he gets on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, normally your quarterback's like, that guy's going to get laid, like, without even trying. Like, when I can't get a glass of water, he going to get laid.
Right.
But, man, they have to, like, beg bitches to screw that guy. I guarantee it.
Have you seen them? It's like the pictures. They'll show, like, the deformed kid in the
like, just keep your helmet on. Just keep your helmet on.
Yeah.
We got you. No, from the back so you can see the name. That's all.
Yeah.
The name's great. Rattler, great name for a quarterback.
Yeah, we got a quarterback now. He's the third string. His name's General Booty.
No way, man. That's sick. That's as good as Major Applewhite, dude.
Dude, yes. I know.
Come on. Those are great football names, especially for a quarterback.
And then there's a guy from OU. His last name's Eaton, but they got a picture. Those two were together, and it says Eaton Booty.
No.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man. See, that's the kind of recruitment you need right there. That sells T-shirts and posters all day.
Well, see, that's the deal. His NIL deal for his shirts, there's one that says booty call, and it's got a picture of him. Yeah.
100%, man.
I'm like...
booty calling audible. That's great.
Oh, General Booty, man.
Well, hell, man, it's been good talking. I got to get ready for this show here in a minute. Got to go get some sound stuff and all that.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for being on here, and hope to have you on maybe closer to the Christmas show.
Yeah, y'all need to come down. Come to the show. We're working on our headliners right now, so we got some pretty badass names as potential headliners for this thing. So keep your ears posted. We're going to try to keep it growing. It's growing every year, and now all of a sudden I'm doing a summer one, and I'm doing a back to school bash and that for Tarleton, and so yeah, it's just turned into this thing. So I'm gonna take it in stride and keep trying to tear it up as long as they let me. So
hell yeah, and maybe I'll get my brother in on that songwriting competition because he's got
yeah,
some
man.
good ones.
Have him send something.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, have a good show tonight, and thanks for coming on here, and catch you on the flip side.
Heck yeah, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Bye. Hey, you there. Yeah, you there listening to this. Are you sure? Have you ever wondered about making a podcast? Well, let me tell you. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are certain tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. In one place, yeah. It's not just a scam. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And let me tell you, you won't be disappointed. So if you're listening to this, go to Anchor FM or download the app to get started, and you can make a podcast like it's crow time. Man, what a great time speaking with old Buck. Make sure you go give him a like on Facebook at Buck Fuffalo. Go on that website and catch those next 3 touring dates. Subscribe to him so you'll get that email when he is in your neck of the woods. Also, go check out his music, man. You can go get it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, wherever you get your music. And also, if you are in the... Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull it up real quick. So I want to see. Let's see, where's it at? If you're in the Breckenridge area, tonight at 9 o'clock, go catch him and Matt Hartman from the Cottonwood Crows live at the County Line Beer Joint. Man, what a name of a venue, let me tell you. So yeah, go catch all those. And y'all have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all here next time on It's Crow Time!